you ever heard of a country with no coastline, not particularly famous for tourism, yet known as the land with the most beautiful women in Europe, incredibly friendly locals, and nightlife that's surprisingly wild? Welcome to Serbia, a hidden gem in the heart of Central Europe. It may not have the glitz of Paris or the blue beaches of Greece, but Serbia boasts a raw, authentic charm and a way of life that's uniquely Balkan. Here you can drink straight from public fountains, walk safely across the capital without worry, and live like a true local with just a few dollars in your pocket. Although it doesn't have a coastline, Serbia borders many Balkan and European countries: Hungary to the north, Croatia and Romania to the west, and Bosnia and Herzegovina, along with Montenegro and Bulgaria to the south. Serbia does not recognize Kosovo as an independent country, even though it lies just south of its border. Covering an area of 88,500 square kilometers, Serbia is relatively large compared to other European nations in the Balkans. Belgrade, the capital city, spans only 360 kilometers, making it quite easy to get around. Free public transportation is available from the airport to the city center. If you hop on one of the red city buses, you can board through the middle door and ride completely free. However, taking a taxi from the airport is not ideal, as Serbian taxi drivers are notorious for overcharging, sometimes demanding $50 for a short ride. A better alternative is the free red bus line 72, which goes directly from the airport to the Zeleni Venac station in the city center. Belgrade is the most well-known and largest city in Serbia, home to nearly 2 million of the country's total population of around 7 million. One of the first places you'll want to explore is Knez Mihailova Street, the city's busiest pedestrian area, named after Prince Mihailo III of Serbia. This iconic street is lined with famous shops and draws in a mix of tourists, locals, and vibrant street performers. Even though it's the capital, Belgrade doesn't have a subway system. Locals and tourists get around mainly via standard city buses, metro buses, or white taxis. However, most destinations are within walking distance. The Sava River runs through the city, and over half the people who visit or stay temporarily in Belgrade spend most of their time on the southern side of the river. One interesting aspect of Belgrade is that both locals and tourists casually drink water from public fountains. This is a common habit across many Balkan countries, where people often prefer drinking from public fountains rather than buying bottled water. Studies show that the water from public fountains in Belgrade is completely safe to drink. The only city in Serbia where tap water quality is questionable is Zrenjanin, located in the north. Looking at the apartments in Belgrade, it's easy to tell that many of them date back to the former Yugoslav era. Serbia rarely experiences severe earthquakes, which is why many older buildings and Soviet-style complexes remain intact. Since 1893, the strongest earthquake recorded in Serbia has only reached a magnitude of 6. Older apartments near the city center start at around $500 per month, while newly built luxury apartments in central locations can reach up to $3,400 per month. Surprisingly high, considering the average rent in Manhattan is about $4,500. Serbia's official currency is the dinar, with $1 USD equal to approximately 102 Serbian dinars. The minimum hourly wage recently increased from 271 dinars to 308 dinars, roughly $2.70. This means the monthly income for someone earning minimum wage is around $75, while the average monthly net salary in Serbia is about $1,000. While not ideal for a high standard of living, Serbia's wages are considered better than many neighboring Balkan countries. If you plan to work in Serbia and aren't sure where to start, consider delivering goods by bike or scooter. Earning a living in Serbia is challenging, and the country has higher taxes compared to its neighbors. For example, someone with a legal job in Belgrade pays 12% income tax, plus 13% into the city's pension fund, and another 7% toward health insurance, totaling about 30% in taxes. If you establish a limited company, you'll pay an additional 18% corporate tax, bringing your total tax burden to 48%. If Serbia joins the European Union in the future, it's expected that more people will invest in the country and seek residency permits, which will likely drive up rental prices even further. The weather in Serbia can be unpredictable and change quickly. Even in summer, strong winds are not uncommon, so it's not surprising to see people wearing long sleeves in July. When the sun sets, Belgrade truly comes to life. As you wander the city's most famous streets, you might catch spontaneous dancing in the middle of the crowds. Some people throw parties at home, while others head toward the Sidelia area, which is divided into two zones. The first caters mostly to people aged 18 to 25, with clubs and bars packed side by side. You can easily hop into any of them and enjoy a fun night out. But the real nightlife magic happens on Bohemian Street, where the elite and fashionable hang out. Musicians in the venues go all out to entertain you. Along this street, you'll pass by stunning women and well-dressed gentlemen, offering plenty of opportunities to socialize and enjoy a true Serbian night out. Places like these are great opportunities for you to connect with locals and enjoy spending time with someone from Serbia. Many visitors who've been to Serbia claim that the country is home to the most beautiful women in Europe. You can judge for yourself, but one thing that definitely leaves an impression is their bold and confident sense of style. The women here can truly light up the visual experience for any foreign man. Locals often mention that Serbian women tend to seek a traditional lifestyle. For instance, they're quite open to marrying a wealthy Canadian man if he invests in their country. However, if you don't have money, convincing a stunning Serbian woman to marry you might be a tough challenge. Serbia's population, once nearly 8 million, has now decreased to about 7 million, a 15% decline. This suggests that population growth isn't a national priority. Serbians usually focus on enjoying life in their university years before thinking about marriage or children. It's often not until their late 20s or early 30s that they consider starting a family. And many even look toward neighboring countries like Albania or North Macedonia for opportunities. In many countries, men and women tend to marry young, but that's not the case in Serbia. In fact, women make up about 45% of the workforce, indicating that they often prefer working over staying home to raise kids. Serbian women can also be defensive and don't take negative comments about their country lightly. They're especially sensitive when it comes to topics related to politics and military history, like the events in Kosovo, the Bosnian conflict, or Montenegro's separation from Serbia. These are sensitive subjects you should avoid when speaking with Serbian people. As long as you avoid political or military topics, Serbian men won't treat you with hostility or make you feel unsafe. In fact, Belgrade is considered one of the safest cities to visit. The chance of encountering crime is very low. As you stroll through the city, you'll hardly notice any police presence, simply because there isn't much need for it during the daytime. Another major landmark in Belgrade is St. Sava Cathedral, the largest Orthodox church in the world. It's also one of the most well-known religious landmarks globally. No other Orthodox church can hold as many as 10,000 people like this one. Construction began back in 1935, but due to political turmoil and wars, it has only recently neared completion. If your goal in visiting Belgrade is to learn and experience the culture rather than just seek entertainment, you'll find it incredibly rewarding. A must-visit is the Nikola Tesla Museum, dedicated to the brilliant inventor of alternating current. Tesla is considered one of the greatest minds in history, having dedicated his life to developing wireless electricity. Ever wondered how radios work? Tesla was the one who invented the Tesla coil, a device used to transmit electricity without wires. This technology became the foundation for everything from radios to televisions. During his life, Tesla was in fierce competition with Thomas Edison, who promoted direct current. In the end, Tesla's alternating current triumphed. Despite his groundbreaking contributions to science, Tesla never achieved financial success. Many believe he was a genius in science but poor at managing money. He spent most of his life living in hotels and died in poverty, discovered alone in a hotel room. Although Serbia is not yet a member of the European Union, its citizens can travel visa-free to many important countries around the world, including most European nations, China, and Russia. You can even travel freely to Montenegro, which split from Serbia without any issues. While you can't gain Montenegrin citizenship with a Serbian passport, you can still stay there indefinitely. Though Serbia is unlikely to join the EU anytime soon, there are rumors that Montenegro might join in the near future. Here's another interesting fact. If you randomly stop 10 Serbian people on the street, chances are that 8 of them will speak fluent English. The percentage is especially high among those under 40. They'll understand you instantly and respond naturally. However, there's one downside. Aside from Belgrade, Serbia doesn't have many other standout cities. For most people around the world, Serbia equals Belgrade. The country's small size and lack of a coastline might make it feel a bit monotonous for those considering long-term living. Although some wealthy individuals, including Arabs, are investing in real estate here, Serbia still doesn't attract large numbers of tourists. For example, the entire country receives around 2 million tourists annually, while a single Greek island like Crete attracts over 3 million. Most tourists visiting Serbia come from other Balkan countries, Russia, and Turkey. The number of Turkish visitors has risen especially fast since Serbia dropped its visa requirement, with over 200,000 Turkish tourists visiting in a single year. So we've just wrapped up a journey full of surprises through Serbia, a country that doesn't scream for attention, but somehow wins your heart with the simplest of things. This isn't a place to chase luxury. It's a place to rediscover authenticity. A country where you can drink clean water from a public fountain, meet people proud of their heritage, and find untold stories hidden in every street corner. If you're tired of overcrowded, overpriced destinations, or simply wants to see Europe in its most raw and real form, Serbia might just be the unexpected adventure you didn't know you needed. Thanks for coming along on this journey. See you in the next adventure.